Not nice. Yeah, we'll be back in a second. Jesus Christ.
Hey, how are you?
Hear that one?
Yeah, you're loud. I hear you.
Oh, am I loud? Am I that
You
loud?
are. Oh, that didn't. That's not where I wanted to post that at all.
No,
Uh,
no.
I mean, no.
Post that
Wow,
one.
what did you just do? Where did you
I didn't
go?
do. I didn't do anything. I'm right here.
Oh, okay. I don't.
Uh,
Nothing wants to work right for me. It's super cool. How's
yeah.
how's your day going, Frank?
Well, it was good. Up. No, it hasn't been good at all. It's
Oh,
been it's
good.
been a day.
Great. Hey, thanks to everybody for finding the geek spot again. Even though
Did
I don't
you?
know
Can you hear my clapping?
a little bit.
Okay. Well, that's something.
I feel like was that you clapping?
Nope. 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 Nope.
All right, cool. Uh,
All right. So Stream Deck's not working tonight. So hey guys, how's everybody doing? Thanks for being here and finding everything. And oh boy, do we have a fun show for you.
we do, and I can't wait to hear how Monster Mania went for Dylan in the chat.
Yeah. And something funny happened
Uh-oh.
in regards to hockey that Dylan will get a little chuckle out of.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. I got some news stories. How was your weekend? And hey, Jack is back.
Wow, look at that. There must be a YouTube tribute show coming up. It's here to plug.
It's here to plug Little Mysterious Ways.
Yeah. It's usually when he shows up.
It's the premier YouTube tribute band in the tri-state area.
It is. They're fantastic.
Look at that plug. It's a sensational plug.
So yeah, I mean my weekend was good. I had a gig someday. I think it was Friday.
Friday.
Remember?
You did Friday, sure. I know that.
I did. Yeah, I did. I gigged Friday. I went and hit up the Union game Saturday down in Chester. Got to see some soccer. They are crushing it this season.
I could never get into soccer.
Oh, it's so much better live. They won their last 7 games. They're doing amazing.
It's better than 4. Flyers are going to be lucky to win 7 games all season.
Look, you want to see a championship in Philly? Start following the Union.
They don't count yet.
Oh, they so do. Last year they would have won the championship game. Right. 3/4 of the team was out with COVID.
Oh,
they made them play.
Really?
Like wait, players, but they made the game happen.
Yeah,
and so it was all scrubs in the championship game against a fully loaded New York team.
I read about that.
Yeah, it was garbage.
Oh.
So anyway, this year they are making up for that and destroying every single team they play.
Good for
them.
They're
super fun to watch. And I did that. I watched. I caught this second to last episode of Better Call Saul after we wrapped last week.
Yeah.
Finale's tonight. I know you're behind because
I'm a little behind.
Not like 4 seasons.
Like what? How many seasons are out?
4.
Yeah, 4 seasons back.
Yeah. Rhea Seehorn, who is the co-lead of the show, deserves all the awards this year. Unfortunately, because of the way they split up these episodes, won't be eligible for this year's Emmys.
Oh,
it would be next year for the last 4 because of where they broke the season.
Gotcha.
And Carol Burnett is also crushing it.
She's still alive?
Season. Yeah.
I don't mean that in a weird, I just didn't realize.
The whole, I believe the whole cast of Mama's Family is still alive.
No shit.
Including her when she came in as Eunice. No, Rue McClanahan is not around. So
That's
no, not
right.
the whole cast.
Still.
But the
nice pull on Eunice.
So she's not going to be eligible for a guest starring Emmy because she's been in too many episodes.
Right.
But she'll be eligible for a supporting actress role
that's
coming
awesome.
up. Yeah, and she should definitely win it. She's been great. But Rhea Seehorn, who's the co-lead, finally got like her chance to really shine this last episode, and it was unbelievable.
Nice.
And then I watched Day Shift.
Yeah.
The
Actually,
Jamie Foxx, Snoop Dogg, Dave Franco.
I'm actually going to watch that this week. Like, I'm legit going to watch that. I read something. I have something on that tiny little snippet that I found really interesting in it. In a couple minutes.
We can hit that in a bit. It is just a super fun vampire action flick.
I saw some of the outtakes with Snoop, and that was funny enough.
Yeah, look, it reminded me of John Carpenter's Vampires like a lot.
Okay.
Very similar, very campy, but super fun.
Okay.
Yeah, and Charles, I forgot Steel City Con was this week too. How about you, Frank? What were you up to?
Let's see. Friday I did nothing. Saturday I went a little swim. And then yesterday I did nothing. I am into season 8 of How I Met Your Mother.
That's horrible.
I did start the video game 2 Point Campus, which is build a university simulator. It's not quite as exciting as Power Wash Simulator or the train simulator I started. Are you seeing a trend here?
Yeah, so there was this show Sandman that came out like a week ago. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I wasn't
highly recommend it.
I really wasn't in a TV mood, really. Like, I didn't watch a lot of How I Met Your Mother either. I watched one of the most exciting baseball games I think I've seen in a long time Friday night. Phillies versus Mets. Max Scherzer on the mound. One of the best pitchers of all time.
Never heard. Who?
Max Scherzer?
Yep.
Pitched in Washington, LA. Now he's with the Mets. Sure. He's one of the best pitchers of all time. Phillies beat him.
Oh, good.
On a sac fly in the top of the ninth. Then
I'm sure they swept the series then, right? When the rest of the weekend
out? So what happened next was they didn't score a run the next 2 games.
Oh.
Jacob deGrom totally shut them down. Again, another one of the greatest pitchers ever. And then the guy that pitched yesterday. I watched the first inning. They went down 1-0. I went and played a little of one of the simulator games. Went back to the game, and it was 5-0. And I went, I'm not just going to watch this today.
Got it. All right. Well, now I can't hear you anyway because you muted yourself. So it's fine. Frank says timeout. That's okay. His stuff just went. I can also just click a button, but I can't unmute him. Oh well, he just ripped his mic out of the wall. So anyway, so we'll talk Day Shift a little bit more in a few minutes. But yeah, great movie. If you didn't get a chance to check it out yet, I highly recommend it. Finale of Better Call Saul again's coming up tonight, so that's gonna tie together. They've done some weird time jump stuff. Which the whole show was a weird time jump, but they've kind of kept jumping around even more now where you're not really sure where they're going. The present day is still in black and white, which seems a little odd. And then you got She-Hulk coming out this week. So Dylan, who'd you get to meet at Monster Mania? I see Charles got to meet John Carpenter, which is awesome. Rooker and Zach, huh? Did Zach have anything to say about this new Shazam movie that's coming out, Charles? I know The Rock has been continuing to talk more and more smack about how Black Adam could not have been in the first Shazam movie and how he fought that to make sure that he didn't get introduced and have to share the spotlight with anybody in his debut because he seems to think that Black Adam is the greatest character since sliced bread. What do we got? So you did this the Scream. Frank is somewhat connected now, I think. All right, so Dylan did the Scream crew. He got some Cobra Kai in there. Very nice. I saw a bunch of pictures from Frank's and my friend Jackie that went. Looked like everybody had a great time at Monster Mania, as always. I'm going to have to try and catch up there next time and head out to that. And so, Charles, you're predicting that we're going to get... Oh, he's back. Look at that.
Okay.
I
Sorry about
agree that Shazam 2 Electric Boogaloo is going to beat the Black Adam movie. For sure. Hey, you're back. How's it going,
Yeah,
Frank?
I heard everything.
Yeah, luckily you're the one that has like the
I kicked the cord out.
The stuff we're looking to talk about. It's good.
Dom, I'll kill. That's not funny. I kicked the cord out by accident. I'm in the midst of a redo over here. Okay, I got the new FiOS stuff. It's whatever. Back to the fun stuff.
Oh, that's awesome about David Arquette, Dylan.
Oh, I love that. Yeah,
Ready to Rumble. That sounds like one of your kind of movies, Frank.
Oh, it's such a good movie. Please tell me you saw Ready to Rumble.
Sure.
Oh my God, it's with
probably David Arquette.
Oh, it is, and Scott Conn. Scott Conn.
Sounds good.
Yeah, it's where they go and he becomes a wrestler.
Yeah, I know. I remember it vaguely.
It was a great movie. It's right below Hot Tub Time Machine.
Oh, okay.
That's
up there for you. I know.
It is. Oh, what I was going to say to Dylan real fast. Someone grabbed a sign that said "Fire Chuck Fletcher," and Johnny Gaudreau signed it.
Wow.
Johnny Gaudreau being the free agent from the Calgary Flames that is from just over the bridge there in the dirty Jersey. Flyers were expected to make a big push because he wanted to come play for his hometown team, and Flyers couldn't free up the cap room, yada, yada, yada. Chuck Fletcher decided not to make an effort to sign him, even though he made it clear he wanted to come here, and he was basically waiting for them to come out and sign him. On the sports podcast that I don't do, I'll talk all about how I think that was a good move not signing him.
That sounds like a great idea.
All right. I got some stuff I'm going to throw at you.
All right, hold on. First, so some more Monster Mania talk from Dylan.
I did see Dylan's pictures too.
Did you? Nice.
I did. I saw Dylan's pictures, and I did see Jackie's pictures also. And go ahead.
I think that's great that those guys that that it was so busy that they were there signing till 1 a.m. That's crazy.
Wow.
I know that keeps getting bigger every year, and by the time I go, it'll be too big for me to enjoy it. But I swear to God, I'll make it next time. We should go next time.
There's two. They do 2 a year for that one, right?
They do.
Well, let's go to the next one. Let's make an attempt to go to the next one.
All right, let's do it. Let's make that plan. Dylan, remind us when the next one is so we can go.
Thank you. Prey, I do actually want to see that also.
Oh my God, you didn't see that still?
No, I didn't watch TV.
You're killing me.
I know.
I know. All your simulators are definitely not on a screen.
No, and I don't play them on the computer, on the Xbox.
Yeah. Charles, I 100% agree. So I feel like I saw something about why they couldn't release it in theaters, though. Oh, so reason Prey didn't get released in the movie theater, I did hear about this. So the rights to the movie, if it were dropped in theaters, it would have to go stream on HBO Max first.
Oh.
So because they didn't release it to theaters, they got the upfront rights on Hulu and Disney Plus, the Disney conglomerate, right? Where they could stream it and have the ongoing rights to it. But if they had dropped it in the theaters, they would not have had the streaming upfront. So they would have lost that money, even though it probably would have crushed in the box office, but they didn't expect it to have the, turnout that it did. So I did see that, Charles. I agree with you. It would have been fantastic in the theater. But they had a reason why.
Dylan said to buy the VIP pass, and then you can declare prima nocta, and you can get up front on one celebrity.
Nice.
I do that with the popcorn at the AMC.
The fact that there's a 5-hour wait for David Arquette is mind-boggling to me.
Insane. They do know he's not with Courtney Cox, right?
It's okay.
Yeah.
He's still Dewey.
We talk a lot about Warner Brothers. This I think is another left turn for Warner Brothers. Gary Busey got kicked out of Monster Mania Saturday for inappropriately touching women. Not really going to put my shocked face on that one.
Yeah, Gary has some issues. He probably meant it all in fun.
Yeah,
because he's just having fun. all the time in his drug-induced haze
that
he seems to be in all the time.
So Warner Brothers, Warner Brothers is planning a reboot.
Oh, good. What are they going to reboot this time?
Of an iconic musical.
Oh.
I'll give you 2 guesses so we don't drag it
out. Is it one that's already been rebooted before?
Well, there have been other iterations and perhaps a horror remake, maybe, and
really?
Yeah.
I wonder if we're talking about 2 different things then.
We might be. What one are you talking about?
I was going to talk about the Wizard of Oz.
That's reboot. The one. There was a horror. There was a horror version, I think. I read and I didn't. Yeah.
I was talking about The Wiz.
Well, The Wiz definitely was part of it, and then you had the James Franco one that was kind of attached to that universe.
Oh, well, that's the prequel. That's the Great and Powerful Oz. He also had Return to Oz with Fairuza Balk, which was highly underrated. It was great. There's a whole series of Frank L. Baum books.
This is going to be a modern reimagining with director Kenya Barris. Deadline reports that Warner Brothers is developing a modern reimagining of Wizard of Oz. The film will be written and directed by Kenya Barris, the Emmy-nominated writer/creator of Blackish. Barris is also responsible for writing the upcoming White Man Can't Jump remake. Details surrounding the Wizard of Oz reimagining are being kept tightly under wraps for the time being.
Look, I'm more upset about a White Man Can't Jump remake than a Wizard of Oz remake. To be honest with you, now that you just said that one bothers me a little bit more because there's a lot
Which one?
The White Man Can't Jump remake. That's bothersome. There's a lot of stuff that you couldn't do now.
Yes,
it's in that.
Yes,
that was hilarious at the time.
Yes, as is with most things.
And who do you get? Do you do Mayim Bialik or do you do Ken Jennings
for Wizard of Oz?
No, for White Man Can't Jump. When the girlfriend goes on Jeopardy, what do you do? What do you do? There's no Alex Trebek now. You got to pick a host. That's a lot. There's a lot of pressure there.
And unless they already filmed it.
No, they didn't film it 3 years ago.
Oh, that's true.
But yeah, look, I think it's fine to remake it. The source material is not the same as what we ever got on screen, so there's always room to interpret there.
Can I tell you who's starring in it?
I don't know how modern we need to make it.
Can I tell you who's in it?
Yeah.
How about Lance Reddick?
As who?
Benji Allen. I don't remember the characters.
That's in the Wizard of Oz remake?
No. That's White Man Can't Jump.
Oh. Well, Lance Reddick's a little old.
Yeah, let me. I don't know who Benji was in the original. Let me take
Benji
a quick
was Woody Harrelson's character.
No, that was Billy Hoyle, and he was white.
Look at you. He was.
And he was white.
Look, doesn't mean they can't put a twist on it.
No, that's true. Maybe
it's going to be the guy from Hustle, the Adam Sandler movie, that is the
maybe
the lead.
Maybe there's a whole bunch. They have a whole bunch of people cast, but they don't have the main characters named except for Benji Allen, and I don't see a Benji Allen in
the original.
The original, because I'm looking at them now. So
yeah, Lance Reddick's a little old to doing that. So I don't know. I don't know who we play.
I don't know. I'm not up for the
Wizard of Oz
or the White Man Can't Jump.
Yeah, I think the issue with Wizard of Oz is to do a modern take on it, then it's not the Wizard of Oz.
Right.
Because the beauty of the Wizard of Oz is that it happened in a time without all the modern amenities. So it made more sense.
Yes.
For something like that to happen. In current time, it's just going to seem silly.
Yeah.
With all the tech and all that kind of stuff, why would a guy, and maybe they make it up, but like to think that you'd go, yeah, it just doesn't make sense from a modern standpoint. But again, we're talking about, I caught myself doing that during Day Shift a few times, where I was like, all right, this is ridiculous, and then I was like, wait a minute. I'm complaining something in a vampire movie is ridiculous. And then I checked myself before I wrecked myself. And I had to. It was right there. I had to.
Oh.
But yeah, so we'll see. It maybe it'll be good. Maybe I won't see it and won't care. Maybe I'll follow the Frank tactic there and just say like it's on my list.
It might. It's
we'll
not
get
on
there.
my list. How about that? It's not on my list. Dylan, as far as the WWE thing, there's lots of chatter about that. Maybe at another point we can circle around to how things have changed in that company in the span of a month and how much better the product is. But a movie that I did not see, the Day Shift movie that you said was good. So the director, J.J. Perry, who worked on the John Wick stunt team, assembled a team of contortionists to play the impressively flexible vampires in the fast-moving fight sequences in an attempt to reinvent vampire movement without relying on visual effects. How cool is that?
Oh, that wasn't effects? Wow.
No, they were.
That's impressive then.
They hired contortionists.
Yeah, they had they had different classes of everybody does their own mythology to vampires, so they had different classes. Some of them were spiders that could like crawl through ventilation ducts and come out and get you.
Yeah.
So I guess that was real. I'll have to rewatch some of those. The fight scenes were great.
Yeah,
they were really well done. They were fun. They had some new and inventive ways of doing things, which was great. It was one of those movies.
I absolutely will watch that one before the next show.
Okay, I trust you.
That one I promise.
Pinky totally swear. Trust you.
Pinky swear.
Yep, believe me.
Speaking of John Wick, the prequel show, The Continental, starring Colin Woodall and Mel Gibson, is now going to release on NBC's streaming service Peacock in 2023.
That's great.
Lionsgate has struck a deal with Peacock to debut exclusively on Peacock in 2023.
Do you know why that's great?
Why?
Because I'll watch Peacock, and I wasn't going to get Stars just to watch that show.
3 episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm already having enough trouble not having Showtime to watch Yellow Jackets.
Well, I'm about to
pull it on that soon.
I'm about to switch from the Hulu, Disney, ESPN package to the Verizon Fios cable TV because we've come full circle, and now cable is just as good, or as it's not as expensive. It is still, but I'm splitting it with someone as the Hulu thing. But before we get to all of the stuff that Dylan's throwing in, the streaming service thing, Disney has announced pricing for its new ad-supported Disney Plus plan.
Oh.
Here's a nice little blurb for you. Scheduled to release on December 8th, which is 2 days before my birthday, 2022, outlined by Variety. Current Disney Plus subscribers who wish to continue using the platform ad-free can sign up for Disney Plus Premium for $10.99 a month or $109.99 annually. The current $7.99 per month plan will become the ad-supported Disney Plus Basic without an annual option. Disney Plus bundles will also increase in price. There's multiple tier options. You can look up online for all your different tier pricings. There's a lot of them.
I wonder where that's going to fall for those of us who purchased the 3-year plan up front.
It doesn't say that, but it's
coming up on the 3 years in like 3 months. So
that's why they're doing this.
However,
this is December.
However, because it happened November, it was October 3 years ago.
It was October.
However, like for me and for I'm sure plenty of other people, I've had it included with my cell phone plan for 3 years. So my time for my 3 years just kept getting pushed out. So I still have 3 years of service that I haven't even paid for.
So the way the advertising is going to work is at this point in time, each hour of programming will contain 4 minutes of advertisement, which will be at first limited to 15 and 30-second spots. That's going to be so annoying. Over time, Disney Plus hopes to diversify its advertising lineup with the exception of political and alcohol ads. Makes sense. The studio has also said that some programs aimed at toddlers and young children will continue to be ad-free regardless of service plan.
They're going to Hulu's package.
basically. After a successful year in amassing subscribers, I think they topped Netflix with 183 million subscribers. The new ad-supported plan could help Disney reach its 230 million subscriber goal for 2023.
Yeah, I think they've had their practice now with Hulu. Hulu's showed them the operating
Mhm.
model for the ad supported. I got rid of it on Hulu because I watched I think it was Smallville with ads.
Oh,
It added an extra 100 episodes to that damn show.
yeah, it did. Yeah, it did.
So yeah, it's fine. I I think the streaming bubble is about to burst, and there's been a lot of articles written about that lately, where they don't really they're not doing the revenue generation that the original model was, because the original model was a strictly growth model,
Right.
which is not sustainable for any business. Unless you're like Amazon, where you can just throw money because you just have so much extra that you need to burn money.
Right.
From all your toilet paper that you're selling.
And everything else.
One thing, speaking of those services, and I talk about this every few months, so AMC Plus continues to be a service worth getting, especially for like Dylan with all of the monster horror stuff that we have mentioned there. So AMC Plus just dropped Tales of the Walking Dead. The first 2 episodes are out on AMC Plus because you get them a week early.
Woohoo.
So the show just premiered last night on regular AMC. First 2 weeks are already on AMC Plus. The first episode is Terry Crews and Livy Munn, and it's fantastic. Terry Crews is so much better than I ever gave him credit for. Shudder is part of AMC Plus, Dylan. That's why I was saying for horror and all that, it's a great package. But Terry Crews is a great dramatic actor.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't
Dude,
get that.
you'd be surprised. It's so well done. The
Okay.
second episode is Parker Posey, and I can't remember the other actress's name that's on it with her. But again, they're like early in the apocalypse, like starting days. There's obviously zombies. I know that you don't believe me still when I tell you it's a zombie show that's really not about zombies anymore. Even the new ones, not really about zombies. But this show looks like it's going to be great, and it's just set in that world of The Walking Dead, but it's not related to any of the characters that we've seen before. Jillian Bell, that's who else was in this one. And Kevin Johnson from Ozark's in this latest episode. I highly recommend the Tales of the Walking Dead. It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's on my list.
Yeah, I bet. So Oaks is where we're going, by the way.
Oaks, I'm in
November.
That's not that far. Okay. Damon Lindelof has been in the news a little bit lately. I'm not talking about the Marvel stuff he said, because he said some stuff about Marvel, then Mark Ruffalo said some stuff about Damon Lindelof, and then
I missed all that. I got to go dig that up then.
Yeah, he said basically that Marvel's putting out too many movies.
That's true.
Yeah. So, but because he's chitty chatty again, people are bringing up Lost. Lost is one of my favorite shows. I was all in. Frank's list is really long, Dom. One day I will show you my list.
He keeps it. He writes it on the pages of the Encyclopedia Britannica collection that he still has.
I still have it in the garage. I'm not even lying.
Yeah. So one show per page is how long that list is, and he's filled most of it up.
So in a nutshell, this little 2-paragraph thing that he said was, they basically wanted to have a beginning, a middle, and an end to Lost.
Whoops.
Like they had a beginning, a middle, and an end. The creators had that. And the network said to them, hey, just do 13 of these episodes and we'll see what happens. And then the network came to him and goes, yeah, we want to do 10 seasons. And Damon was like, yeah, we can't keep this going for 10 seasons. Like they set a finite end at 6. And I think even 6 was 2 more than they needed. He actually said they wanted to originally just do 4. Like they had a beginning, a middle, and an end for 4 seasons. And I think you do 4 seasons of Lost with an absolute beginning, middle, and an end, and you get a much better show than what you ended up getting. Even though I still enjoyed it, and I even am one of the few that liked the finale. Yeah, I know.
Well, one day we'll do a Lost episode.
I would like to do that. That's Disney price increase. That's
yeah. So that's interesting to hear. I mean, so Manifest is coming back soon. I know that's on your list too.
That actually was on my original list.
So, and that's Netflix is going to follow their new model where they're dropping seasons in halves. For that, but that show is very Lost-esque, where they keep hinting at what is actually going on and giving you bits and pieces as it progresses. And they've done a really nice job with it. And I think getting this last season to tie it up, he had a 5-season plan.
Oh,
that he's going to have to tie up in 3.5 now.
Oh, that's not a lot.
Well, he already did 3, and they moved the story along nicely. Is the thing
not
with
like
that
Lost?
show? No,
Lost.
No, they've actually made some moves as the show's progressed.
I would, and again, yeah, I know we'll go into it another time. I think for a good 2 seasons, it was pretty on a pretty good path, and then they just kind of, whatever. Over in the Marvel world, Marvel Cinematic Universe. Now, if you have not seen Thor: Love and Thunder, this is going to be a bit of a spoiler for you. And it's been out a month or so, 2 months.
Love and Thunder?
Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
July, so it's a month.
So Roy
feels
Kent,
like years. Roy Kent.
Roy Kent.
Brett Goldstein?
Brett Goldstein.
Okay.
It's just Roy Kent. This is forever Roy Kent.
Look, I'm amazed that isn't still just on your list. So
what? Ted Lasso?
Yeah.
I'm gonna rewatch that before season 3, dude. You kidding me? Right before. So Ted, Jesus Christ. Brett had this quote. When I spoke to Taika, I said, I'm basically like a skinny comedian. I said, when is this filming? This is the cameo. He said, it's like in 2 weeks. And I was like, I'll do my best, but 2 weeks feels, I said, he doesn't have to be as big as Thor, does he? And look, on the day of filming, I'm doing 400 push-ups that day. I was fit to explode. I did the best I could on that day. So that's why he's so skinny, is because he literally had 2 weeks to prepare for this role of one of the strongest people in Greek mythology.
Well, and the Hercules from the comics is everywhere. He's very active among all the pantheons of gods and all over he's a cosmic hero is how he's viewed in Marvel. All those gods, they don't play with them on the planet too much. They play with them all against celestials on other worlds and all these cool things because they're all cosmic beings, so they all play out in the outer space realm. I love Brett Goldstein. I think he's great.
Just a little he has the face for Hercules, and that's where it stopped. From I get it, but
and I feel like they're gonna play it so I've been listening to a few other podcasts about some older stuff. There's some things I forgot. Specifically about Hercules. So, everything they did with Deadpool and they're planning on doing with She-Hulk that we can see with breaking the fourth wall. They kind of started that wink and nod from Hercules a few years before either one of those.
Oh, really?
Bob Lydon, I believe is the name.
So Hercules is more of like a comedy-ish, a comedic-ish?
They kind of made him there in the 80s.
Okay.
Where he is what they turned Thor into.
Gotcha.
Like Thor was never the funny one. He's always been the stoic one.
Right.
They introduced Hercules and then they made him funnier and kind of not self-aware.
Okay.
So he ends up doing funny stuff because he's so unaware of the stuff that he's doing. And always had more of a kind of comedic twist and just like the ladies' man. And like I said, a lot of the stuff that they ended up doing with Thor was Hercules' character traits from the 80s into the 90s. So it's going to be interesting to see how they play that off. And honestly, when he comes back, because I just started reading the Kang Dynasty and I've been doing some Secret Wars work. There's only 2 slots left. So unless it's Eternals 2,
right.
I don't know where you pull in Hercules and Thor. for another 4 years, and then Hemsworth's going to be like, I don't want to work out like that again. I'm
right,
good.
right.
And then they'll pay him $100 million, and he'll be like,
And
you know
go,
what? I'll
okay.
do it. I'll do it. It's fine.
He's got an app. He's got a workout app.
Yeah.
Yeah. Marvels.
Yeah.
Do you care?
Yes.
This is every update that you need to know. Right? It's really just a bunch of Captain Marvel 2 is officially titled The Marvels. We know what that is. We know what that means. Brie Larson, Teyonah Parris, and Eamon Vellani will return for The Marvels. We know that.
Which was just her birthday, and Brie Larson posted an adorable photo of the two of them.
Really,
that ties back to actually like a Captain Marvel, Miss Marvel shot from the comics. So speaking of that, so the original Kang Dynasty series, which I'm reading right now, has Carol Danvers in it. It was before she was Captain Marvel.
Okay.
It was when she was Warbird, which in the comics is before they reimagined her as this new Captain Marvel character. But after she was Miss Marvel and after she was this character Binary, it was like a cosmic kind of thing that was like fire and solar powers that she had. So it was in between there. So she plays a big role in this Kang Dynasty because the way they brought her back is actually Kang's son had taken her and imprisoned her in the future as his lover.
Interesting.
It's very dark. Like when you look at it, like taken against her will and hypnotized and taken to the future and lived with him and then was brought back to the past. And that's how they ended up bringing her back as Captain Marvel. Like super crazy stuff.
Yeah, that sounds weird.
And this was in like 2000, 2001 is when this ran in the comics.
What? Oh, so we have the supporting cast members. So Samuel L. Jackson's going to be in it. We know that.
Okay.
Or maybe we didn't, but
or maybe it'll be a Skrull as Samuel L. Jackson. We don't know.
Yeah. Where is it? Another confirmed cast member is Zawe Ashton, who has been revealed to be playing the main villain in the movie. They're not sure exactly who. And South Korean actor Park Se-joon is confirmed for the Marvels in an undisclosed role.
Yeah, I have no idea how they're going to go with the storyline for this one. I don't know what they're going to pull from. I am not familiar enough with any of the Miss Marvel stuff or really this version of Captain Marvel storylines to see where they're going to go. Dom, we'll get to that in a second.
Yes,
I'm sure
Frank I do have that. I do. Go ahead,
Dylan. For what you're saying there, I do agree with you. From a gore standpoint,
absolutely.
I think the problem was they twisted his plot at the end, and they could have made the story a lot more interesting by having him want to just be a god killer and letting him be a god killer for a while instead of making it into a father-daughter drama. And then at the end, he wanted to get there till the end to kill all the gods was his point of going to eternity. Right? And then all of a sudden, he never thought through all this time that he could bring his daughter back then. And that wasn't his driving force. Very different movie if his driving force the entire time is I need to kill these gods to get this to go see eternity to save my daughter versus I want to get to eternity to kill the rest of the gods, right? Way more compelling story arc wanting to do it for his daughter.
Yep.
Than just at the end going, hey, did you think about this? Which there's a lot of flaws in this new Thor movie where they just missed a lot of beats that I think the pandemic screwed up all of these movies in Phase 4 because they all got extra time to write them and tweak them and screw them up, which you can even listen to the guy that wrote Doctor Strange in the first 5 minutes of it say, hey, it was written, it was great. We tossed all that out and wrote a brand new one. I was like, what?
Yep.
You did.
I did read that.
That's why. That's why it went to hell. Great.
Yep. That's part of why.
And then the DC point, but I don't know how they're going to get a Thunderbolt movie when they have killed all of their villains so far.
Yeah.
Except for they're going to make it with Yelena and U.S. Agent and Baron Zemo but I don't see how you put Baron Zemo and U.S. Agent on the same team.
No, I don't. It'll be interesting. They're going to have to cover that over the course of shows, I'm guessing, or maybe some cameos or end credit stingers. At the most.
Look, unless they're going to bring it, maybe. I think they pull in Atuma for that, who's the bad guy in Black Panther,
right?
Because Namor is not the bad guy. Atuma is the bad guy.
Yes.
Is where they're going to go with it.
Yes.
Whose Namor is just fooled by him, and then it ends up. I guarantee you, he ends up helping the Wakandans against Atuma, because he likes Namor goes back and forth like that. But I think that they pull him in as a villain unless they kill him, which Black Panther's really good at killing off their great villains too.
Everybody's good at that. I do have news on possibly who Emilia Clarke is playing in Secret Invasion. Now we had said that, and we had theorized, and we had seen some leaks. Apparently, according to insider Daniel Richman, he revealed on his Patreon account that Emilia Clarke will play well-known Skrull from Marvel Comics. Now, I don't know how to say this, but it's a capital G apostrophe IAH. Aya? Maybe?
Gaia? I don't know. I don't know who that well-known Skrull is.
This well-known Skrull initially helped the Skrulls with their invasion of other planets. She would eventually switch sides after seeing the pure brutality that her people were willing to use in order to accomplish their goals.
I think she may have been Johnny Storm's girlfriend.
Okay.
Because there was a Skrull that was that way that changed sides and then went back and then changed sides again.
Because Emilia has said that she wants to be part of the MCU for years to come, and she's relatively young. So, and I'll watch her in anything. I'll watch her paint walls.
And that's the role she agreed to?
I don't know. Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
Good for her.
I don't know.
I don't. If she wants to be part of it for years to come, I don't think that's the role she's going to play. I don't know. I don't know who we get her as. But I don't think her role in the Marvel universe for years to come will be a random Skrull that nobody knows.
Yeah.
I don't know who else you pull in that she could be.
I don't know.
Unless you're going to introduce Alpha Flight, which I'm hoping they need to do, like after they do X-Men, do Alpha Flight.
Maybe.
Then she could be Heather Hudson, which would be great.
There is a TV show coming out at the end of this week.
There is.
That actually, there's a lot of.
I talked about it when you were unplugged and you were wandering your house aimlessly.
Which one was that? Would that be She-Hulk?
Yes.
Okay. Because I know the Cobra Kai cast has been teasing on Instagram. They keep teasing tomorrow. Everything they're posting says tomorrow.
It's gotta be a new trailer, right?
It has to be a new trailer because the show's not coming back till September 9th, supposedly. But She-Hulk is coming, and there's a couple of quotes. I'm not going to read the whole things, but number one, they were shocked that they were able to use Daredevil. The head writer said she was incredibly shocked that they were able to use Daredevil. And apparently there's going to be a lot of cameos from MCU characters, and they're going to take them and they're going to put different little twists on them. So this Daredevil isn't going to be the horribly dark and depressed and angry Daredevil. This is going to be a little bit of a lighter Daredevil.
I don't think our Daredevil going forward is going to be.
No, I don't.
It's going to be a dark Daredevil. I mean, we got Born Again already in season 3 of the Netflix one, so obviously they're going to reboot it.
And then there was a bunch of characters that they wanted to use for fun situations. One of the main ones that they tried to get was Spider-Man, and they just said no. And they hinted and they tried to like poke and prod a little bit because they'll just say like, well, if they said character X, they'd be like, oh, well, we have something planned for that down the road, or Spider-Man, they wouldn't say anything about at all. He is a very good lawyer. And She-Hulk will actually address one of the MCU's biggest dangling plot threads.
How do the Hulk's clothes get bigger?
No. And it's not what is the big Eternal doing in the middle of the earth.
As they didn't make him Pym particles yet, so.
No. This show will answer the question of whatever happened to the Sokovia Accords. It'll happen later in the season, but you will get an actual answer to what actually happened to the Accords.
I feel like we've touched on that a few times recently.
Not since
and there hasn't
since the snap.
And there hasn't been that many new. I felt like we touched on it during Falcon and Winter Soldier. Maybe not.
No, not really. I hope somebody addresses.
I think Deadpool 3 addresses. I think Deadpool 3 addresses everything every hanging plot thread we've ever heard of. Unfortunately, Deadpool 3 won't come out till Ryan Reynolds is in his mid-50s. So,
and Dom, I did see that they already spoiled the whole Mike Barnes thing. I don't think I would have dropped the picture of Mike Barnes for Cobra Kai so early. I think I would have held on to that a little bit more, even though everybody already knew he was pretty much going to be in it. On the Giancarlo Esposito thing, he actually was offered a role in Loki, and he turned it down because he wanted something bigger. Because if you take a role in one Marvel project, you're not really supposed to be able to get another role somewhere else. So he alluded to passing on this mystery TV role because he wants to hold out for a film character, which, again, I don't blame him.
I wonder if that's the role Owen Wilson got.
Yeah, but that's a kind of a big role, right? Okay, so it'll be a full trailer tomorrow. That's what they keep teasing tomorrow for. One quick bit on Star Wars. Rogue One is getting an IMAX re-release with new Andor footage.
Okay.
That's pretty neat. Let's see if it's
before or after Andor.
You're gonna make me read this that I didn't ready to read. Fandango Rogue One will be released in select IMAX theaters starting August 26th. One day comeback will feature an exclusive look at its upcoming spin-off series Andor.
Oh, whatever. They're going to show 7 seconds of new footage.
Right. Okay. That's not as no, whatever.
So let's go up to Dom's point.
Yes, I actually have that. Not the Cobra Kai point, right?
No. So they mentioned a couple people. So we continue to have dumbass from Warner Brothers Discovery
Zaslav
talk about their 10-year plan and where they're going to go.
It's going to be Cyborg 1, Cyborg 2, Cyborg 3.
Yeah, I don't know. Look, I don't know what you do to reset that and make it back about the Trinity, which whatever at this point they have so many characters that they have underserved and that they could have done great things with. Like, look, if they wanted, they should have poured money back into that Swamp Thing show. The Blue Devil they got in that from Ian Ziering of all people was great.
Ian Ziering.
It was actually like a really nuanced performance as the guy that, the movie actor that just wants to be a movie actor, but is inhabited by this devil and can't go be a stuntman anymore. It's great. They've done all these great things, and then they're like, you know what? We don't want to show those great, interesting characters. We want to go back to Superman.
We want to show The Flash season 9.
Yeah. So thoughts on Berlanti?
Well,
I'll let you go.
He ushered in the Arrowverse, and at first it was awesome. It really was. I mean, that's where we started, you and I, with this, with the whole rewatching 4 TV shows in 3 months leading up to the big Crisis thing.
Countdown to Crisis, yeah.
But also on his watch, Arrow ended, Batwoman ended, Legends of Tomorrow ended, Naomi's ending. And now all they have left is The Flash season 9, which, I mean, maybe I'll watch 8 at some point. Superman and Lois season 3, and Gotham Knights is supposedly the next thing, and that looks terrible. It looks horrible. Is he the right person to lead DC for 10 years? I don't know. I think he's done it. Like, I think he had the TV world, and he did an okay job. I mean, you can't say it was a horrible job, but that feels like a retread to me.
It does. I think he had his shot. He did a good job with it. He already has a few movies under his belt. Like, they brought him in to do Green Lantern.
The Ryan Reynolds one.
It was him and Guggenheim.
Yeah.
Produced Green Lantern.
I don't hate that movie.
And then they said, oh well, we can't go this route. Little so point with Berlanti. So he's 50, right? Feige is 49.
Okay.
So do you want the 50-year-old to be your starting voice for your franchise going forward now?
Right.
Or do you want a younger voice with a younger take? Because the problem is the 40 to 50-year-olds to 40 to 55 at this point almost are going to go see your movies. Like, it doesn't matter. They're going to go.
Sure.
How are you going to get that next generation interested in these characters they don't read about in comic books? That they didn't come up watching League Unlimited now. Because your Justice League Unlimited kids are in their 30s. Right? Hey, hi, Mom. All your people that came up with Super Friends are in their 40s and 50s now. All your people that have your Michael Keaton Batman people, even your Batman Begins people that were watching that are probably in their mid 30s now.
Easily.
Right? They came up with that as like their Batman. So you need some young blood to try and do a new direction for this to pull it off right. But you also need to do what Marvel did if you're going to do your 10-year plan and not bank on these 3 characters that this guy, because he doesn't know anything about comic books, thinks are the only 3 characters in DC. He's doing exactly what DC Comics did back in the mid 90s and continued to do for the next, not mid 90s, like early 2000s, and continue to do through today, where they think the only people they have to bank on are those 3 characters instead of creating new characters for people to want to go look at. Right? Like since DC's gone that route, like we've gotten this new Captain Marvel was created on Marvel, right?
Mm-hmm.
This Miss Marvel character was created over at Marvel, and the time that they're still worrying about these other characters over here, right? There's all these Marvels continue to innovate and have new characters come out and refresh their characters. I don't think you're going to get anybody that wants to go see Jonathan Kent and Damian Wayne in the theaters.
No, I have no idea who that is.
Exactly. Right?
I mean, I know who Jonathan Kent is, but I only know who Jonathan Kent is because I watched Superman and Lois.
But you want to know who they are? Yeah, no, totally different Jonathan Kent, though. Jonathan Kent's Superman now.
Right.
He's Superman in the comics.
You had mentioned
Damian Wayne is practically Batman in the comics now. Because they can't figure out, because they made this ploy to try and do all these generations in DC and made everything so convoluted that now they don't know what to do with their original characters because they made them all parents and have kids. And now they can't have the kids stay young forever because they learned that lesson back in the early 80s with the Teen Titans, where through the Teen Titans by issue 45, Robin, who was the leader and had been in the Teen Titans for 20 years at that point, said, you know what? I'm too old for this. I got to become my own character, and became Nightwing. So they're going through those same pains at DC right now. The problem is the only stories they've told for the last 15 years are Batman stories.
Right.
Which is why they want to go so heavy on Batman, because they don't have anything else to tell.
Which is why they're leaning into this Gotham Knights. It's a Batman story, but it's not a Batman story. It's
it
looks so bad.
The game looks great.
The game? Yeah, I can't wait for the game.
The video game looks awesome. I'm super excited for the video game. It's coming out in like 2 months, I think. However, the TV show looks awful, which, speaking of the TV show and the CW and all that, so that sale finalized today.
Yep.
So Nexstar owns 75% of the CW now. They have already said, so the reason that it's been a profit loss as a company for the last 10 years is because while all of their content is marketed towards 20-somethings and teens, their average viewer age is 58.
Whew.
So bye anything that's left comic-wise on that channel. It's all going to be gone.
Yep.
So there is not going to be any Berlanti stuff anymore.
No, his deal
except
with
for maybe a little.
His deal with Warner Brothers runs to 24. No, well, so
season 4 Titans, Doom Patrol. I think season 4 Titans is already filming.
Titans and Doom Patrol renewals are now in doubt.
Yeah, I thought Titans was already like in process of shooting stuff though. I might be wrong on that. Doom
they
Patrol,
might be.
I've heard is having an issue, but Doom Patrol is getting a little sketchy. The longer it goes, anyway. And Strange Adventures got canceled. That was a Berlanti. Other than that, the Green Lantern show is him and Guggenheim, and that looks like it's going to cost way more money than they're going to want to invest for side characters with the way their plan is.
Their new seasons are going to come out, and then that might possibly be it for both of them.
Oh, that's fine.
Right.
I don't need more seasons of either one of those. They've done really great storytelling so far. I think they're gonna dig themselves a hole. Spoilers: last season they had to get rid of Hawk so he could go be Jack Reacher.
Right, and he could be in Fast and the Furious.
It's fine, but it was mainly for Reacher. I think that why they had to kill him off.
Blue Beetle looks like it's safe as of now. It's still on target to release.
Can't imagine it costs much more than Batgirl.
The Flash is still on target to release, though. Who knows how that's going to shake itself out? The Batman 2 has not officially been greenlit yet.
It's crazy.
It's insane.
I mean, I don't trust whatever the story is going to be.
No, but then they greenlit the second Joker movie. Supposedly that movie's going to take place mostly in Arkham Asylum. So you figure that anything they do can all be a figment of his imagination, and you can kind of go nuts with it.
I think what you watch is his continued delirium, and you watch Harleen Quinzel convert from his psychiatrist to being just as deluded and crazy as he is, and you get to watch that.
Which
will be a fascinating thing to watch. Well, yeah, where they'll cut into the musical scenes for it because they're all crazy. I mean, look, it's cool, whatever.
Yeah.
The first one I watched once. I'll never watch it again.
Right.
I'll watch this one once. It'll be fine. I think. Look, Lady Gaga's fantastic.
She's absolutely. I have nothing against her.
So I'm excited to see her in it. Peacemaker season 2 from the chat, Dylan. Yeah, we that's still going to be good. They'd be crazy to not do that.
Pennyworth. They had to add Batman to the name.
That is the craziest thing I've ever seen.
Why? And you said that's a good show, right?
I don't know. I've never watched it.
Did you see it? Somebody said it wasn't a bad show, but you had to add Batman to the name to get people to watch it.
It's been on Stars, which is why I haven't watched it.
Okay.
But then for season 3, HBO Max bought it back from Stars, so they could stream the first 2 seasons, and they greenlit season 3, and it's the origin of Batman's butler. I don't know why. Maybe they think that people don't know what it is, which is why nobody's watching it. Is the only thing that I can think of.
I don't know. I mean, I got
Charles says it's. I'm guessing he says that Pennyworth is wonderful.
Okay.
I
know
I'll
it
take
has. His word for it.
It has Thomas and Martha. I don't think there's any pearls yet.
Well.
But it also takes where it's all of these character stories and all of these origins, right? You can't keep putting Thomas and Martha in like the 50s and 60s and earlier as characters, right? Now they had to be in the 80s, right? Or the 90s even when they died. For Rob Pattinson's movie, they probably died in 2005. So think about that with these characters, right? That doesn't feel right for Batman's origin, right? No. Like him being a kid in the 2000s feels really weird.
It does.
But that's where you'd have to be.
Yep.
Right. So you're going to have to keep updating these stories. And the problem is the ones especially grounded in some kind of reality, like Batman's origin, you're going to have to start coming up with a different take on them in general. And then it's not worth doing Batman. Find one of your other 7,000 characters. So they had their series Who's Who. Marvel had the complete guide to the Marvel Universe. They're like encyclopedias. Yeah. Apparently that's my theme tonight is encyclopedia versions. But Who's Who had like probably 70 issues of 32 pages each of characters. Right? That were in DC and plus teams and this, that. Like you have all of that to choose from. and you think there's 3 people in your entire line. It's been their problem as a comic book company, which I don't even see DC Comics as a company, the comic book side, lasting through this merger for much longer. Let alone what they're going to do with the cinematic piece. But I think that you'll see the comic book company there go through a major restructuring soon too. As they continue to layoffs, I think you'll probably see Jim Lee leave, who's currently the head of the comic side. But I think you see him finally having enough and bouncing and going back to Marvel or creating his own content again, like because he was the only guy that didn't go to Image back in the day.
Right.
He was the one that stayed. But yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens with all that. But they're not on a great path.
No. So what do we got this week? We got Game of Thrones Saturday.
Sure.
Game of Thrones is Sunday, August 21st.
Okay.
We got She-Hulk the 18th of August. Yep. So they're going to Thursday releases.
They are. They push everything back by a day.
Weird, but okay.
Oh, they moved it up from Fridays to Wednesdays too. So
I'm fine. I'm fine with it.
And Obi-Wan, dropped its premiere on a Friday and then moved to Wednesdays.
Yeah. So we got those 2 big things coming. That's good. You got big things coming?
I got gigs this weekend. I'm local. I'm in Percy at Crossroads Tavern Friday. I'm at the W Tavern, which is formerly the Willow Grove Inn, on Saturday. Cool little place.
Okay.
Good food, good drinks, both those places. Stop and hang out. JackKidMusic.com, as you see right there.
There you go. Philly-based Evil Genius Beer Company has teamed up with Annie Ann's to feature an Oktoberfest-style lager. Available now, called Is Butter a Carb? Pretzel Oktoberfest.
Okay.
Nope. I'm out.
Look, I being at the shore a few weeks ago, I did try Annie Ann's again, and
I love Annie Ann's.
I'm sure it would be delicious with a good beer.
Not together.
Yeah, pretzel and we'll see.
Just make another tea, okay? Just make another tea. There's enough of them out there. I have nothing coming up at all this weekend. Nothing.
Good. There's plenty of time for you to watch all those things.
It does.
I will say, hey, if you can't watch the video or your friends are like, oh, I don't have time to go and watch a whole video, they can't check out the podcast, streaming everywhere. Latest episode is up. This one will be up in the next few days.
Yes,
it's on Frank's list. And
it's on my real list.
It's on his real list to do. And, hey, even if you're watching this, go drop us a review, drop us a rating over there. We appreciate it. It helps more people find out about the show so we can start bringing you some more content and some cooler stuff and some more special guests. We should have some of those lined up fairly soon. If you want to see one we're going to get soon, check out The Girl in the Mask on YouTube. My buddy Tim is playing Commissioner Gordon in that.
Nice.
And we'll have him on the show in the next few weeks when that gets closer to release. And it's going to be like a 4-part series. First part should be out fairly soon. And then we'll have him come in to talk about that process and getting to work with all those characters and doing some stunt work and all that.
Awesome.
So, hey, thanks for finding the Geek Spot as always. And we'll see you guys next week.
Thanks, Dom, for taking that little shot at me. Bye, everybody.